Welcome, Class 11 Biology students. Today, we are embarking on an exciting journey into the heart of the cell to explore a fundamental organelle, ribosomes. Often called the protein factories of the cell, these tiny structures are vital for life as we know it. We'll start with the basics, then gradually unravel their intricate mechanisms, evolutionary significance, and clinical relevance. Get ready for a comprehensive learning experience that will take your understanding from easy concepts to competitive NEET level depth. Ready to unlock the secret behind how your body builds itself? Let's dive into the amazing world of ribosomes. Imagine tiny construction workers inside your cells, tirelessly building all the essential parts. That's exactly what ribosomes are. Discovered by George Palade, these cellular structures are often called the protein factories because their primary job is to synthesize proteins. They're found everywhere in the cell's cytoplasm, sometimes floating freely, and sometimes attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, giving it a rough appearance. Despite their crucial role, ribosomes are unique because, unlike many other organelles, they are not surrounded by a membrane. This makes them one of the simplest yet most vital components of both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Ribosomes aren't just one big blob, they are made up of two distinct parts, a larger subunit and a smaller subunit. Think of them as two puzzle pieces that come together only when it's time to work. These subunits are composed of ribosomal RNA, or rRNA, and various proteins. The process they perform, protein synthesis, is fundamental for life. Proteins are involved in almost every cellular function, from building structures and transporting molecules to catalyzing reactions as enzymes. For instance, muscle cells, which constantly need to repair and build new fibers, are packed with ribosomes to keep up with the demand for protein production. Without ribosomes, no new proteins could be made, and life as we know it would simply cease to exist. Time to check your understanding. Answer these quick questions to reinforce what you've learned about ribosomes. Think about their function, structure, and key characteristics. Good luck! Now that we know the basics, let's dive deeper into the structure and function of these incredible protein makers. Ribosomes, though seemingly simple, have a fascinating structure. They are fundamentally composed of two subunits, a large subunit and a small subunit, which only assemble when they are actively synthesizing proteins. The size of these ribosomes and their subunits is measured in Swedberg units, denoted as S, which reflects their sedimentation rate in a centrifuge, not strictly their molecular weight. For instance, prokaryotic ribosomes are 70S made of 50S and 30S subunits. Eukaryotic ribosomes are larger, at 80S composed of 60S and 40S subunits. This difference in size is a key distinction between these two cell types and is often targeted by antibiotics. The composition of ribosomes is a unique blend of ribosomal RNA, or rRNA, and various ribosomal proteins. While proteins provide structural support, it's the rRNA that plays a surprisingly active and catalytic role in protein synthesis. This catalytic rRNA is often referred to as a ribozyme. The specific sequences within rRNA are crucial for binding mRNA, tRNA, and forming peptide bonds between amino acids. Ribosomes exist in two main forms within eukaryotic cells, free ribosomes floating in the cytoplasm, which synthesize proteins for use within the cytosol, and attached ribosomes on the rough endoplasmic reticulum, which synthesize proteins destined for secretion, insertion into membranes, or delivery to organelles like lysosomes. The core function of ribosomes is translation, the process of converting the genetic information from messenger RNA, or mRNA, into a sequence of amino acids to form a protein. This involves several key steps. First, the small ribosomal subunit binds to the mRNA molecule. Then, transfer RNA, or tRNA, molecules, each carrying a specific amino acid, recognize and bind to complementary codons on the mRNA. The large ribosomal subunit then catalyzes the formation of peptide bonds between the incoming amino acids, creating a growing polypeptide chain. As the ribosome moves along the mRNA, more amino acids are added, eventually forming a complete protein. Often, multiple ribosomes can attach to a single mRNA molecule simultaneously, forming a structure called a polyribosome or polysome, allowing for efficient and rapid production of many copies of the same protein. Let's test your understanding of the medium-level concepts. These questions require a bit more detail and comprehension of the ribosome's structure and function. Take your time and think critically. Now, let's explore the intricate details and advanced concepts surrounding ribosomes, connecting them to broader biological theories and clinical applications. The structural and functional differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic ribosomes are not just a matter of size, they represent fundamental evolutionary divergences and critical targets for medical intervention. Prokaryotic ribosomes are 70S composed of a 50S large subunit and a 30S small subunit, containing 23S, 16S, and 5S RNAs. Eukaryotic ribosomes, at 80S have a 60S large subunit and a 40S small subunit, with 28S, 18S, 5.8S, and 5S RNAs. The distinct molecular architectures mean that certain antibiotics can selectively inhibit bacterial protein synthesis without harming human cells, a principle crucial for antibacterial drug development. This specificity highlights the importance of understanding these fine structural differences. Let's elaborate on the key differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic ribosomes in a comparative table format. Prokaryotic ribosomes are generally smaller and less complex, with fewer proteins and fewer rRNA molecules. Their 16S rRNA in the small subunit is crucial for mRNA binding and initiation. Eukaryotic ribosomes, on the other hand, are larger, more complex, and contain more proteins and rRNA species, with the 18S rRNA performing analogous functions in the small subunit. The larger eukaryotic 28S rRNA also plays a crucial role in the peptidyltransferase activity. These distinctions are not merely academic, they are the basis for the selective toxicity of many antibiotics, which target the unique features of bacterial ribosomes, thereby disrupting their protein synthesis without affecting the host cells. A profound insight into ribosomal function is the recognition of rRNA as a ribozyme. The peptidyltransferase activity, the enzymatic reaction that forms peptide bonds between amino acids, is catalyzed primarily by the 23S rRNA in prokaryotes and the 28S rRNA in eukaryotes, not by ribosomal proteins. This discovery challenged the long-held belief that all enzymes were proteins and provided strong evidence for the RNA world hypothesis, suggesting that RNA may have been the primary genetic and catalytic molecule in early life. The ribosome's sophisticated mechanism involves three tRNA binding sites: the A, amino acid, site, where incoming trinas bind, the P, peptidyl, site, where the growing polypeptide chain is held, and the E, exit, site, where decylated trinas leave. Translocation, the movement of the ribosome along the mRNA, ensures the sequential addition of amino acids driven by GTP hydrolysis. Challenge yourself with these hard-level questions. They require a deeper understanding of ribosomal mechanics, evolutionary implications, and their role in cellular processes and clinical applications. Good luck! Prepare to delve into the cutting-edge aspects of ribosome biology, exploring its historical milestones, intricate mechanisms, regulatory networks, and profound impact on medicine and biotechnology. The journey to understanding ribosomes is a testament to scientific perseverance. George Pallady's pioneering work in the 1950s using electron microscopy first identified these electron-dense particles, earning him a Nobel Prize. Subsequent breakthroughs by Nirenberg and Khorana elucidated the genetic code, revealing how mRNA sequences dictate amino acid order, a direct precursor to understanding ribosomal action. More recently, The structural biology revolution, particularly with X-ray crystallography and cryo-electron microscopy, led to the Nobel Prize for States, Ramakrishnan and Yonath in 2009. Their work provided atomic-level insights into the ribosome's structure and its intricate mechanism, revealing how it orchestrates the precise choreography of translation, solidifying our understanding of this ancient molecular machine. The molecular mechanism of translation is a marvel of biological engineering. It begins with initiation, where the small ribosomal subunit, mRNA, and initiator tRNA assemble, guided by initiation factors. In eukaryotes, this involves scanning the mRNA for the start codon. Elongation is a cyclic process involving the precise delivery of aminoacyltranase to the A site, catalyzed by elongation factors. The peptidyltransferase center, a ribozyme within the large subunit, forms the peptide bond. Subsequently, the ribosome translocates along the mRNA, moving the tRNAs from A to P and P to E sites, a process powered by GTP hydrolysis. Finally, termination occurs when a stop codon enters the A site, recognized by release factors, leading to polypeptide release and ribosomal subunit dissociation. This intricate dance, regulated by various GTPAs, ensures high fidelity and efficiency in protein synthesis. Ribosome biogenesis, the assembly of these complex machines, is a highly energy-intensive and tightly regulated process. In eukaryotes, it primarily occurs in the nucleolus, a specialized region within the nucleus. Here, ribosomal RNA genes are transcribed into large precursor RNAs, which are then extensively processed and modified. Simultaneously, ribosomal proteins, synthesized in the cytoplasm, are imported into the nucleolus. These proteins then associate with the processed RNAs, aided by a multitude of assembly factors and chaperone proteins, to form the preribosomal particles. These immature ribosomal subunits then undergo further maturation steps as they are exported from the nucleolus to the cytoplasm. This multi-step, coordinated assembly ensures the production of functional ribosomes, critical for maintaining cellular proteostasis and overall cell viability. Defects in this process can lead to severe developmental disorders known as ribosomopathies. The regulation of protein synthesis is paramount for cellular adaptation and survival. Cells employ sophisticated mechanisms to control when, where, and how much protein is made. This includes the modulation of initiation factors, such as phosphorylation of EIF2 alpha during stress responses, which globally reduces protein synthesis. Beyond this, specialized mRNA structures and RNA-binding proteins can regulate translation initiation and elongation. For instance, in response to stress, cells can form stress granules, aggregates of untranslated mRNAs and proteins, temporarily halting non-essential protein synthesis. Furthermore, ribosomes are not just passive factories. Their composition can vary, leading to specialized ribosomes that preferentially translate specific mRNAs, adding another layer of regulatory complexity. Understanding these regulatory networks is crucial for comprehending cell growth, differentiation, and disease. Now, let's tackle the first set of challenging questions designed to test your comprehensive understanding of ribosomes, from their molecular mechanisms to their broader cellular implications. Think deeply and connect concepts. Here are the final challenging questions. These require you to synthesize information, apply advanced concepts, and consider the intricate details of ribosome biology, its applications, and its clinical relevance. Push your understanding to the limit. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the fascinating world of ribosomes. From their fundamental role as protein factories to their intricate molecular mechanisms and profound clinical significance, ribosomes are truly central to life. We hope this journey has enriched your understanding and sparked your curiosity. For more in-depth learning, practice questions, and comprehensive study materials, visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting educational content. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep growing. Thank you for joining us.